I've been really struggling with this cold, and it's been a while since I had a flu or anything like that. So sorry if I sound all fluey. I promise I don't think it'll spread through the screen. Stranger things have happened. Anyway, it's another Truth Tuesday. So today I was sat here doing an alteration for a customer, and I just got thinking, like, I love the way people think it's so easy for seamstresses to vavavoom your clothes. But from a seamstress perspective and point of view, it's actually easier to start off with something from scratch and build it properly than trying to correct something that's already gone wrong. I can understand like losing weight and that kind of thing, or just taking a seam, take out a seam. But when something just is just totally wrong and people trust you to do some magic, and I thank you for all the confidence, but I'd rather you just start with me from the beginning, because I am very finicky about my work. I don't like giving people things that I wouldn't be happy to wear. And in the past, I admit, I have ended up doing some work because I wasn't able to say no from the beginning. There's just certain fabrics I know I can't work with. There's certain time scales and timelines that I know that I can't work with, and sometimes I've forfeited that because of either friendships or someone asked really nicely, or on that day I was feeling a bit of pressure, bills wise, you know what I mean? Um, so it's little things like that where, again, kind of continuing off the boundaries series. Well, it's not really a series. Is setting boundaries even when it comes to the client work that I take on. Um, I think we as seamstresses actually are to blame, because we've taught people that they can just dump anything and everything with us, and we won't say no. We find it hard to say no because most of the time they're family, and they've seen you pull out amazing stuff before, but what they don't realize is the unpicking. You spend 2-3 hours unpicking something that will take you 10 minutes to sew, whereas you could have literally just spent an hour doing a pattern, cutting and making something from scratch, and in that 3 hours you would have brought something out that was more amazing than the alteration that you're doing. We love to say needs must, but honestly, how many seamstresses actually enjoy alterations? Don't lie. How, like, I know you don't. Don't lie. So it's just one of those things I've come to realize, that it's okay to say no. And I'm learning to now. I'm learning to say no. Sorry, I can't do that. Sorry, I won't be available for that. Um, and it's about setting boundaries of how you work. And I want to work with something I can see the result being amazing, and that you're going to be like, oh my God, Unique, I need you in my life forever. I'm not looking for someone to be mad at me and like, look, just give me my work, da da da. And which I've had happen. Like, look, I am not perfect. I'm not gonna sit here and try and make it look like I do such amazing work. I get amazing reviews every single time. I don't. I have messed up a lot of times, but whenever I've traced it back, it's because I didn't say no. It's because I knew that was going to be a problem from the beginning. And you can tell, first of all, from the fabric the person's chosen, because you know you cannot work with that fabric. There's only certain needles and certain machines. Say with silk, I can work with silk if given time. So when I know someone gives me silk fabric, I need the time. I need to get special needles for that particular fabric. I need to change the tension on my machine. I need a different foot so it doesn't grab onto the, and damage the fabric. So there's little things that go into it, which is why excuse me, which is why most seamstresses or production people will specialize in a specific product. If people sew in lycra, they'll only tell you that's all they do. If someone does sportswear, that's all they do. It's not that they can't do the other stuff, it's because their machinery and all their tools are calibrated for that. And for them to start changing things around, it takes time, and you are paying for their time. So when, as I was saying, when someone charges you £50 for a seam, depending on the fabric, it's really down to what you're asking them to do.
So that video didn't go as planned, and I literally just kept on getting so many calls that day, so I had to stop recording. And as I was trying to post it, I realized I didn't finish it. So what I was talking about, really basically about alterations, and to kind of apply that to real life situations, is sometimes we seem to settle with things that are not as we really 100% want them. Whereas ideally, really, you always want to define what you want and go for that and don't have any compromises, which is what I've learned, like especially when it comes to sewing. Just always start off with what you want, because towards the end of the, even when you're buying clothes, always get what you actually want, because when you settle for something less, you're always going to find fault in it. And I now apply that to everything in life, basically. So really all I was saying in that last video was about how it's great to make alterations to things, but if you can, always start off from scratch with your seamstress. Always start off from the design aspect. Always start off from the pattern cutting aspect, because when you get the blueprint of the dress right, or when you get the pattern right from the very beginning, it then produces amazing results, because then you're allowing the seamstress to be able to work with your body type. You're allowing the seamstress to work with because sometimes you actually need to see someone to be able to see where to put the dots, where to put the sims, where to put the waist, because not everybody has a waist at the same place, isn't it? Strange, right? So it's little things like that that sometimes people don't consider, and honestly, it's really, we really have the likes of fast fashion, we're not gonna name any brands, to blame, because you can literally just get things off the shelf, off the cuff, because they've been made in mass production in India or China somewhere, and made in bulk. But if you want something that's custom and fitted for you, you need to kind of go back to the drawing board and be very specific. As in life, if you want a specific job, you will always go and train for that specific job and get the experience for that specific job. And I believe this principle applies in everything that you do in life. When you want something specific, you train for it. When you want spiritual growth, you read for it. You read your Bible. You read whatever material you get so that you can get the spiritual growth, and you practice it by praying and doing what you need to do. Physically, when you want a specific job, you go and train for it. When you want a specific relationship, you go and read about it, and you go and and pursue whoever it, and you pursue the things you want. So that this video doesn't sound all over the place, what I am saying is, thanks for the alterations, but I really would rather we come and build something that actually works for you. Be it in my coaching practice, be it in my sewing business, be it in my production business, is let's start from scratch. Let's build something that actually works for you, rather than trying to correct things because you tried to skip a few steps. And life is like that. Just don't skip any steps if you want to get the results that you want. Go for it with all your heart. Well, anyway, that's it for Truth Tuesday. And I'm actually not going to be back in December now. I'm taking a break. Much needed. So Truth Tuesday will be back on in January after New Year's. So whatever that first Tuesday is. And it will be moving over to my coaching platform, which I've had for a while now. I know I hardly ever talk about it on this platform because it was something that was very close to my heart that I had been building for the past year. The company is going to be a year now in February. So I've been building it, and I've been coaching some amazing women, like the dreams that and the the results that we're seeing from doing the one-to-ones on the Mondays, and now we're really going in and we're being serious about our one-to-ones. So head over to the Being Unique on Purpose page, where I basically it's a 12-week program that I do, and it's not just specifically for women. It's about building the practical steps to building your dream. So I help you literally build what you already have. I'm not trying to put anything new, because all of us have something in us, and sometimes you just need someone to pull it out of you and make you actually see it, so that you can then build it properly and help you to gain clarity on where you're going. So the 12 weeks I do is free, but I do require commitment from my clients. I do require certain things from my clients. So it does take time, it does take commitment, it does take full commitment. And the reason why I don't advertise it is because for some reason now the truth is going to come out. I don't believe in advertising. I believe whatever is meant for you will always come to you. So I literally put that to practice with the Being Unique coaching, and they came. The women came. The people that needed me came to me, because sometimes in advertising, you end up catching all the wrong crowd and all the wrong tribe. And I am now learning that I can only cater to specific people, and that's also part of the course. Part of the course that we do, we talk about defining who you're called for, defining who you are meant for, and that's what I'm talking about. It's like building the things that you want from the very beginning, building the business the right way from the very beginning, so that you don't have to make alterations later on. All this from being a seamstress. It's funny how life kind of turns around. And I'm not going to say I haven't been running away from the dream. It just wasn't clear to me. It just wasn't clear who I was going to be in my life. But now that it is clearer, I am now able to then impart that knowledge to other women. I'm not taking on any clients at the moment. I'm literally just working with the ones that I have. Should any spaces come up, I guess I'll let you know. But look, if you're interested, DM me anyway, and or email me or message me, and I will be able to put you on the program for the next time. So I literally only run it with at the moment it's six women. And because it is a big commitment, 12 full weeks is a big commitment. So until that is over, then I can only take on new clients. I will be doing a 12-month one as well, but again, I could only take on 5 clients. So for the 1 year one, that one will not be free. But get in touch if you need to. If you're happy to be seeing my face one-to-one once a week for a whole 2 hours. Anyway, that's enough sharing for the day.